everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Running the Bases. I'm your host, Michael Garraf, joined today by Nick Neff, Ryan Blank, Marco Peralta will be joining us very shortly. I'm already having connection issues. This is exciting. Of course, I turn the stream on, and my connection decides to just pass away. This seems to happen frequently. If you didn't hear me, we're back. Another episode, season 4, episode 6. This is going to be a great show today. We have a lot to talk about. Jam-packed episode. Will we get it in an hour? I don't know. Probably. We've been pretty good at that lately. Or maybe we'll go a little bit over. But we do have a lot of stuff to talk about today. And really, all of it is very, very exciting. We've got a topic today. It is a custom roster. Haven't done a custom roster since the off season. I missed the custom rosters. They were really fun. So we've just got a lot of content that's going to be pouring out for you guys today. So we've had a great week of baseball. And again, some of you might wonder, it's not Sunday morning. It's not 9 a.m. What are you doing? Well, it's Monday night, 7:30 local time. And well, we're doing an impromptu show because we didn't do a show yesterday. We are planning on doing our next show this upcoming Saturday.
7:30 for three of us. For you guys, it's 9:30 my time. It's almost my bedtime. God.
Yeah, I know. We might have to end early for you to get to sleep.
Yeah, I'm only gonna be on for 28 minutes. My bedtime is really serious here.
So yeah, it's been a great week of baseball, and I mean, we've had a lot to talk about. And, you know, we've got the show today, and then we are going to be doing a show a day earlier this upcoming week. We're going to be doing it Saturday. We're going to figure out a time, but watch out for that show on Saturday. And that is, we're not going to be doing any more Sunday 9 a.m. shows. That is done. We are no longer doing that. We're going to be taking 2 weeks off after this Saturday. My girlfriend's coming to town, and I'm going to New York, so it's going to be busy. Not going to have time to do a show.
So you're going to cancel on us? You're going to ditch us?
We're going to take a brief 2-week break, a little summer break. There's nothing wrong.
We could just is my camera frozen?
Yes, you are. Yes.
Okay, hold on. Give me a second.
Yes, you're frozen. Well, I was thinking that you guys could do it, but I mean, hey, we could take a little 2-week break from not talking baseball and then come back and then be revitalized for the summer. You know, every show does a little brief kind of break at one point during the year. So, you know, I figure it would only be fitting. So we're waiting still on Marco, but we can obviously get going as we begin the show today. And just a little layout for what we have going on. We are going to do a little brief discussion here. I have a couple topics, and Ryan's going. I have a couple topics here that I want to talk about with these guys. They don't know what they are. It's not like it's a surprise. I just thought of them, and I wanted to talk about them. And then we're going to do the topic, which is a custom roster. It is the theme of the roster is a different kind of legend. They're basically fan favorites, but they're players that weren't great. Their stats don't back it up, but they were fan favorites, players that the fans just ate up and adored, and they really were appreciated, but they weren't necessarily the best players on the team. And Ryan's back. And then we're going to do our power rankings, and then we're going to run the bases, and that'll end off our show today. So let's get started. Ryan, you missed everything that I talked about for what we're going to do. I'm sure you'll pick it up on the fly. So with the first thing before we get into the actual topic, the first thing I want to talk about is, I mean, this year is starting off as the year of the no-hitter. And Marco's here. Yay. Marco, our Cronkite graduate. Everyone give him a round of applause.
You feel old yet, Marco?
What'd you say, Ryan?
You feel old yet?
You already called me old anyways before I even graduated.
Hey, if it makes you feel better, I feel old, and I'm 20 years old. Yikes. I'm like a 20-year-old in like a 75-year-old's body.
Well, that's unfortunate. I've heard when you turn 75.
I'm a pray for you, Ryan. That's pretty intense.
That's actually I'm sorry to hear that. That's really too bad. Now we can actually squeeze this a little bit closer together. Someone
wants to come on and say hello.
Hello.
Is it your brother?
For those who don't know,
this
is my twin brother Eric. We look nothing alike.
You could still be twins and not look alike. I mean, they do look a little alike. So, Marco and Ryan,
I thought they were cousins.
I'll fill you guys in because Nick was the only one who heard it now that you're both here. So what we're going to do for the show, I have 2 things that I want to talk about before we get into the actual topic of the show, which is a custom roster on fan favorites. It's a different kind of legend. These are players that the fans loved but didn't play very well. They didn't hit well or didn't pitch well, but the fans really loved them because they were fan favorites for whatever reason. Then we're going to do our power rankings. Then we're going to run the bases, and that'll end off the show. So let's get rolling.
Ryan, you had to put Alex Gordon, bro.
He definitely did.
There's some things, Michael. There are too many people on this list to not have someone who has played well and had a good career. I need to put that out there.
I really struggle with that.
People that were tremendous with the Royals that aren't on the team anymore that everyone loved, who are still good ball players. Get used to it.
Okay, that's fine. They don't have to be bad players. They're just guys that didn't necessarily have stellar careers or necessarily maybe only played for a year.
Let's be honest. If a player sucks on your team and is not good, who is going to like him?
They're not a fan favorite.
Yeah, they're not a fan favorite.
It didn't say sucks. There's a difference. There's three categories. There's sucks, is just there and plays, and then is great.
The criteria was just there.
Yeah.
Everyone loves the guy who hits dingers and makes amazing plays in the outfield.
Yeah, they could do that, but you'll understand what I mean. Okay. The point was to be more like a Wilmer Flores type, a guy that gets a lot of love, but maybe only hit 260 in a year. You know, that's kind of.
I just feel like there's not a lot of players that we've watched that have done that.
Right. Well, you guys, I'm sure, compromised in ways that make sense. So I'm excited to see what you have. Well, we'll see. Like, I don't have David Wright on this list because he was, to me, too good to have on the list.
See, like, that's not fair. Like, I want to put the good players on this list.
I know that's Michael, fine. You can put the good players.
Michael, listen to me. Yes, listen to me. Listen to me. We're not going to have full rosters if that's the case. I don't get it. My brain hurts already.
He got his moment in the spotlight. I hope he feels better.
I don't feel better.
Okay. Well, we'll see how you handle the segment then. So, like I was saying before, the first thing I want to talk about before we get into the actual roster is this year the year of the no-hitter? We've already had 4 no-hitters. It is the most no-hitters to this point in the season ever. 5. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, Wade Miley just totally got a no-hitter, and I forgot. 5 no-hitters. It is the most no-hitters.
Hey, it's 4 because nobody counts Madison Bumgarner.
Stop.
Okay, and my logic, it's 5, but in the MLB's stupid logic, it's 4.
Yeah, but we've seen 5 games that a team has gotten no hits.
Nick, you know I agree with you, but I have to be honest from the MLB's stupid perspective because the commissioner is a clown.
So you're agreeing with Manfred?
Hold on. Wait. I'm confused. I thought hold on. Read off the 4 to me because I know it's Rodon,
Musgrove, Miley,
and John Means. But wasn't there another
John Means?
Wasn't there another one? Yeah, but no, other than Bumgarner, I could have sworn.
Doesn't really count because the MLB.
No, but I could have sworn there was another one.
Listen to me.
Hold on.
There are 4 right now. There should be 5. But there's
I know
4.
what you mean. I'm just saying.
Hey, I think we need to take you back to kindergarten. Remember, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Not 1, 2, 3, 5.
Huh. I know. There are 4. I don't know. I for some reason thought that there was I don't know. I for some missed another one. Marco, I feel bad for you. You're just sitting here wondering what are these children arguing over?
These dang young kids, since Mr. Ryan decided to call me old, you darn
Grandpa
kids.
Marco.
You darn kids.
Well, we all love Grandpa Marco. You're like the mascot of the show. All right. So yeah, I mean, you're the no-hitter. What's going on?
Did you just call me the mascot of the show?
I said Grandpa Marco.
I graduated college to be called the mascot, bro. Dang, that's awesome, Michael. That's awesome, bro.
Congratulations, you've been promoted. But yeah, I mean, you're the no-hitter. I mean, we've seen 4, as you said, and kind of 5, 4.5. Split the difference. I mean, really, what's going on with baseball this year? Why have there been so many no-hitters? I'm really intrigued. Just jump in if you have thoughts, because we don't need to have endless conversation. Cool. So
let me explain why.
Please.
I knew you would have something to say
about how the balls were juiced last year. Balls aren't juiced anymore, and you're seeing pitchers. There's more spin rate on your off-speed pitches that you're seeing. That's mainly the real reason.
Right. Absolutely. I completely understand that. I kind of expect you to talk a little longer, which is why I started cleaning my glasses.
Sweet, to the point. It's the facts. There you go.
I know. I'm impressed. Is this a new you now that you're home? This is wow. I don't know what to expect. This is great. But yeah, I overall feel like this has been a great. I think it's great, honestly, to have Nick. You're still unmuted. I think that it's a great thing for baseball to have no hitters. I'm just worried that at the end of the year, let's say we have like 30 no hitters, which I don't think we will. But let's say we have so many, like what if they become stale after a while? Like, I don't want that to ever happen because no hitters are so special. But I also think that with the amount of no hitters we're having this year, there's bound to be a perfect game.
I have a better question, actually. Should John Means no hitter count as a perfect game?
No. Hey, someone reach base.
Yeah, that sucks, but
the definition of a perfect game is no one reaching base. I feel like that's like the first thing I would explain it with.
I agree.
Someone reach base. That ruins a perfect game because honestly, a perfect game is just like it's like a whole team accomplishment. It's not just a pitcher's accomplishment because obviously, if someone gets on base with an error, then it ruins a perfect game. So I feel like a perfect game is way more of a team accomplishment than it is just a pitcher's accomplishment.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's important because, he was pitching really well and he got the strikeout, but just because you got the strikeout doesn't mean that you are guaranteed to, it doesn't negate the fact that the catcher didn't make the play or that the ball was thrown away. It's a part of life. And if you're the hitter in that spot, you see your team's having a perfect game thrown against you, say, oh, let me swing and get on base. I'll take a strikeout to end the perfect game. It's you never know. I mean, I'm sure people have done it before. I feel like this year, I feel like we are going to definitely see a perfect game. I feel like it's bound to happen at some point. It's probably going to be someone random like Wade Miley, just like Wade Miley throwing a no-hitter. It's probably going to be very random. And it seems like no-hitters are always random. Alec Mills last year threw a no-hitter. Like, it's always the random guys. It's never the DeGroms. It's never the Scherzers. It's never the Verlanders. It's always the 4 or 5 starters. Yes, I know.
Also, Michael, you freaking out? Mr. DeGrom's on the IL.
A little tightness on the right side there.
Yeah. Hey, remember when that trade we made in fantasy baseball? Your team was going to be amazing. Now this week that you're facing me, you don't have him.
Okay.
Scared that you're going to get your first loss now, buddy?
No. I'm really not.
Hey.
I have a 30-point lead in day one.
But didn't 8 teams play today?
Yeah, there's 5 teams. I don't know why you're like, chill.
Because I was smart and I picked up people that were playing today to get points.
Nick, why is he smiling? Job's not finished.
Job's not finished. This is facts.
It's not, but it's
now there's a lot more pressure for you to win this week. No, I'm just kidding.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. No, trust me. 6-0 is on the way, baby. Don't worry. 5-0 in fantasy for an update. And I'm sorry, Nick. You put up a great fight. It was a good one. It was really good. But it was just it was a win for me. So
it's so hard staying alive every day.
Yeah, it is. I stay up till midnight and I do it every day. I'm going.
Why, dude? Why?
$40.
We have like life outside of fantasy baseball, bro. I'm just letting you know.
You do.
Michael doesn't.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm like,
it's $40 in my pocket, bro. All I do is wake up and go to Trader Joe's for right now. I don't have much else to do. I can
Nick Ryan, what we're gonna do is we're gonna send him $40, but they just send like a clearance shirt. Oh wait, he's still here. Never mind. Sorry, Michael.
No, you send me a check that's gonna bounce, and then it'll fix the problem.
Or just call the credit card off when we send the money.
Hey, cancel his credit card.
I have to pay this bet. If I'm right.
Baseball scoring is actually terrible too.
Okay. Yeah, well, at least we're all being impacted by it.
I know it's like I have to worry about someone not getting a negative point for me.
It's the commissioner, Nick. That's what it is.
It's not. I'm in 3 other leagues and the scoring is the exact same. And it's so
it's terrible.
It's
rough. Yeah. It's rough. But hey, I mean, we're all having fun though. We're enjoying it. We making trades galore. Marco, we haven't made trades with you because you haven't even really played it much, but that's
okay.
okay.
Still won like 2 games, right? Or you still won one?
No, he only won one.
I have no idea, dude. Like the last time I went on the app was like the week after we started, bro. Because I'm like, all right, I'm in finals, I'm in graduation, I'm gonna take 2 weeks off. I'm like, I'm not taking anything, bro. And I'm like, oh dang, okay. I haven't even looked at this thing.
You are 1-4.
Oh, okay.
Right. Anyone better?
Anybody want my players?
Yes, we all do, but we haven't all.
I'm not. I'm not saying trade right now.
Hey, Marco, my people will get in contact with your people. I'm interested in a guy named Corbin Burns. I've got a lot of knowledge.
We're all interested in.
I've got a lot of knowledge I can give you.
I'm offering you Corey Seager for someone. I will give you Corey Seager.
Don't listen to Michael. He's just saying things that'll get you tingly and ready to go. He's a liar.
This is what it feels like to get power, man.
It is, yeah. See, this is what it's like. All right, back to baseball talk. Yeah, I enjoy this. This is fun. So the next thing I want to talk about is pitchers keep raking, man. We've seen there were 3 pitcher home runs this week.
Stop it. You know,
Chris
we know
from the one Braves pitcher.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but he's gonna bring up obviously DeGrom hitting 500 in the season. Like that's all he cares about.
I wasn't gonna do that.
Shut up, you liar!
I really wasn't. I swear, I wasn't. Didn't cross my mind until you said it. Which now that you mention it, is also very impressive. There's another Huascar Ynoa who hit the Grand Slam hitting 400. You know, the pitchers are hitting well this year. I mean, they clearly are making a bold statement about the universal DH, and I actually think it's really great. I find it fascinating that pitchers are hitting better this year than they ever have when hitters are hitting worse than they ever have. I just find it fascinating. In a year where the offense has been worse than ever, the pitchers' offense has just been through the roof.
Are not juiced.
I really don't. I feel like there's still a good amount of runs being played, though.
Oh, there are definitely.
Like
but
the offense,
people are starting to play small. Yeah. I mean, hey, the Mets didn't hit for their lives for the first couple of weeks. It's just there. I just don't think people were hitting as well as they could.
Francisco Lindor. Sorry, I had a little something.
Hey, he's heating up now.
He's tying home run though the other day. That saved his legacy, I guess.
See, Nick's my boy.
27.
Hey, he probably is on your team of the week, Ryan. He should be. I don't know how every other shortstops. Let me take a look at other shortstops in the league because he's hitting very well this last week. I think he's been like 400 this entire week. So let's take a look.
A guy out there who's had 3 home runs, 8 ribbies, hitting over 400. Who's on my list instead of Frankie Lindor? So yeah, but don't worry about that. That's up to me, not you, sweetheart.
Okay, Lindor's only hitting 286 in the last week, so I understand that. No, don't put him on the list. But I mean, still, pitchers are hitting, and I think that's really cool, and I think it's great for baseball, and I think that it's something that, even though there is no DH this year, I'd rather have 9 guys that can hit. It's okay, Nick. I'd rather have 9 guys that can hit as opposed to 8 guys and 1 failed bat, which does happen in about 85% of games, but still. So let's roll into the custom roster for today. This is a different kind of legend, and these guys have already voiced their opinions about their distaste in the roster, but that's okay. We'll still hear what they have to say when we get to them. So this idea spurred for me when I was thinking last year. It was actually before the offseason even began, about thinking about when Zach Wheeler pitched a game against the Mets and how Mets fans were still cheering for him when he came onto the field. And I was thinking, Zach Wheeler was one of those guys who the fans really loved, and even though he left, the fans still really like him. And I was thinking of guys like Wilmer Flores, and every team has one player like Wilmer Flores who really got the fans' hearts, who didn't necessarily play very well. And every team has one in their history, and some teams have many more. And I think it was really it was something that I wanted to see what you guys had, and clearly you didn't agree, but that's okay. I still am intrigued to see who came up with. So we have the same outline that we do for all of these. We've got 5 starters, 3 relievers, catcher, first base, second base, everything position, and then we have 4 bench players this time, as I think it's important to have the bench. Some of these guys might not have a bench because based on what I'm hearing, they might not even have some positions filled, but we'll see. So we'll start it off. I don't know if Nick's here, if he's on the phone because he was getting a phone call. So we'll start with Marco and then we'll go. Well, no, we'll start with Ryan because that's the order. I'm reading it backwards. We'll go Ryan, Marco, and then when Nick comes back, he'll go. And then when Nick does come back, it'll go Nick, Ryan, Marco, so that we're back in order. But until then, we'll just do Ryan and then Marco. So starting pitcher first. My first starter that I have here is Bartolo Colon. Obviously, one of the most beloved players in Mets history. Only played for a couple of years. Numbers weren't the best. He had some really good seasons, absolutely. But Bartolo Colon, big sexy. He earned his sexiness on the Mets. I mean, he was one of the better players in baseball. But once he joined the Mets, I think we can all agree that when he came to the Mets, he became the guy he is, the GOAT that everyone sees him as. So I think that's special. Now that Nick's back, we're just going to start with you, and then we'll go Nick, Ryan, Marco. So your first starter, sir.
My first starter. Okay. I like this list was just this was so tough for me just because I mean there's been if you play bad on my team I'm just not gonna like you in the first place, so that's just how it is. That's what
we'll
Ryan.
See how you go.
But for my first one, I went with David Price just because of like the reaction I had when he was traded. I remember I was in Dick's Sporting Goods when it happened, and like I was just, like running around the whole baseball area just screaming like the guy on MLB 2K is like on my team now. Like that was like the moment like the Tigers were supposed to be just super good because the rotation was set with like Verlander, Scherzer, Porcello, Fister, and Price. So for me, Price will always be a fan favorite for me just because the reaction I had when we traded for him, and like he was still a good Tiger, but obviously not the numbers that he was expected to put up. But Price will always be a fan favorite for the Tigers.
See, there you go. That's a perfect one. He was solid, not the best, but he managed to get fan support. So I like that. That was a good one.
All right. My first pitcher was not alive in my lifetime, but one of my mother's favorite Royals and just a Royal that everyone loves. Starting pitcher Mark Gubicza. You might know him as a broadcaster for the Los Angeles Angels.
Wow, Ryan's a man of very few words today. I don't understand what's happening.
I don't feel the best, so I'm going to be very short and brief.
Well,
okay. Yeah, I was like, wow, that's it? Okay, sounds good.
That's what I was thinking.
The one I have for my first starting pitcher custom roster is Mr. Rich Hill. If you guys remember him, he's currently Tampa Bay Ray. He spent 4 seasons with the Dodgers. Honestly, he wasn't the very best, but there were some times that people were thinking that he was throwing better than Clayton Kershaw sometimes and better than the whole entire rotation. The guy came out of independent ball. He played some time with the Yankees. But I'm going to go with Rich Hill as my first starting pitcher that really, really was a fan favorite sometimes when he was in Dodger Blue.
I like that. That's a good one. Now, my second one here is he won a Cy Young with the Mets, but he only played there for a couple of years before getting traded, and he was a really great player who, if he spent more time, wouldn't have been eligible for this list. It's R.A. Dickey. R.A. Dickey, the knuckleballer, won the Cy Young in 2012. He was just so much fun to watch. It was really sad when he got traded to the Blue Jays. I mean, he only played for about 2-3 years with the Mets, and he was just so good in that time that he immediately became a fan favorite. And I mean, if he pitched longer for the Mets, it would have been – he might have even made it to a Hall of Fame career because clearly making it to New York was a big step for him in the right direction.
My second guy, he won the ERA title with us, I think 2013 or 14, Anibal Sanchez. Obviously, this guy probably has some of his best stuff in Detroit, but he was just a fan favorite just because of his pitching form. I won't duplicate it, but like it was just one of my favorites to watch, and just to watch him like with that form get an ERA title just like that, and with the location command he had, it was just fun to watch in Detroit. And he was always someone that I'm gonna love just because of what he did in Detroit, and just because he was like a low-key good part of our rotation that no one knew about.
All right, gentlemen. Excuse me. My second guy for the Royals, guy that I grew up watching, wasn't necessarily the best, but a guy that really led the Royals rotation when they were consistently losing 100 games, and that's Gilmesh.
I don't even know who that is.
So you know what you do when that happens? You're like, who?
Who?
Who? All right.
Who?
So my second pitcher that I have for my starting pitchers is going to be Kenta Maeda. That guy was definitely a fan favorite when he was with the Dodgers. I personally was a little bit sad when he left to Minnesota, and he's been flourishing pretty well in Minnesota as a starting pitcher. Has the conversations for Cy Young last year. I really, really miss him. People loved him when he was here, and people really got pretty sad when they saw him get traded away to Minnesota.
My next one that I have here is a guy who not many of you probably know about, but he pitched in the majors for a good time during our lifetime. That's Mike Pelfrey. And Mike Pelfrey, one of the nicknamed the Big Pelf, was never really great. And there were many fans who didn't really like him much, but a lot of fans actually really liked him. He was a very well-liked guy. His stats weren't the best, but the Mets fans they always tolerated it because they were, finishing 50 games under 500, and Big Pelf was the second man on the totem pole behind Johan Santana.
I totally forgot. Okay, yeah. My next guy, actually skip me. Yeah, skip me.
Okay.
Skip me.
We'll just come back to you after Marco.
Does that mean I'm up now?
Yes.
Oh, gosh, it's a lot of pressure.
You are next in line.
Next up, gosh, excuse me, Yordano Ventura. One of the worst days of my life was that morning when I woke up and I saw that the whole thing had happened. Oh, I bawled. I went out to Kauffman Stadium. I also went and bought a Yordano Ventura jersey that day. Okay. So, rough day. One of my favorite Royals ever. Gosh, I would love to think about where the Royals would be if he were still here. So, yeah.
I don't know if you said rough day for like today or that day they were saying.
No, that day.
That day.
Like, that day. You doing all right there, Ryan? Just want to make sure.
I did not feel well at all. My asthma is really kicking my you-know-what.
Okay, all right. Then sounds good.
We're not on – never mind. I'm just not going to promote it. Never mind. I was going to say, I was like, we're not on the radio. We're only on YouTube, but, it's fine. Just don't
There's curse words on YouTube all the time. So
that's true.
But anyways, the next picture I have for my roster is Hyun-Jin Ryu. I have Hyun-Jin. I remember the first 3 years of his career with the Dodgers, it was really, really rough. One of them, he had an ERA of over like a 10, which was 11 point something. People really didn't like him. But after that, he went down to an ERA of 3 point something. At the same time, I think it was in 20. I have it right here. It was in 2018. He had an ERA of 1.97. Yes, he only played 15 games, but that was pretty impressive still. And 2019, 2.32 is the ERA. So people really enjoyed how he was pitching back then. But he decided to go to Toronto. So now he's over there.
Damn. Nick, throw it back to you.
My next guy is more of a fan favorite because of his name, Mr. Drew Smiley. And when we drafted him in I think it was when he was called up in 2015, I think. That's basically all he was known for, was just being a nice smiley type of guy. Actually, he wasn't the best pitcher. He's actually terrible for us. But he managed to find a nice career with the Giants last year. I think he's been solid for the Braves this year. But overall, yeah, he was a fan favorite mostly because of his name, and he just wasn't the best Tiger.
See, that fits the mold perfectly. Next up, a guy that I personally didn't like, but I know that a lot of fans did. This is John Neese, my dad's fan favorite of all time. I don't know why, but he loved John Neese more than anything. He pitched for many years with the Mets, ended up getting traded to the Tigers. I'm sorry, not the Tigers, the Pirates. I was thinking of the NL dumpster fire. Sorry. But, he was never pitched very well.
That was uncalled.
I know. I'm sorry. I take it back. He was very good at some times. He even pitched fairly well in the postseason in 2015. But, he was a fan favorite because he was always there. He was a home run guy, and the fans were always rooting for him, even though he predominantly sucked. But we do go right back to you, Nick. So I hope you're ready to roll with your fourth.
Yeah, my next guy goes by the name of Rick Porcello. He was actually a pretty big fan favorite in Detroit. I think he was a little more overhyped than he should have been. He was a solid starter for us, more of a 3, 4, maybe 5 type of guy. I always got him mixed up with Max Scherzer sometimes, though. But obviously, Max Scherzer is just a way better pitcher than Rick Porcello ever will be. But Rick Porcello was always kind of a fan favorite, kind of was just always there, solid for us. Won us some big playoff games, which probably is the reason why he's so beloved in Detroit. But he didn't have the best career in Detroit, and actually he hasn't been good with Boston at all. He hasn't been good since he left Detroit either. So
hey, won a Cy Young in Boston.
He did win a Cy Young in Boston. Then following year, he had like a 7 ERA.
Yeah, and then came to the Mets and was even worse.
Yeah, it do be like that. But good for him for getting a Cy Young award, not with the Tigers.
Sorry, there are people here that I have to politely say to be quiet, but not so politely. My next guy is Danny Duffy. Yeah, before they talk, I'm just going to cut there.
This is great.
All right, so the next one I have for starting pitchers is I have Mr. Zach Greinke. The only reason why is because Zach Greinke has been flourishing outside of the Dodgers. So he was great with the Diamondbacks, he was great with the Astros, but people enjoyed him, and they were pretty fed up when he left because I think he would have done something great for the Dodgers. I think it was a great pitcher. People still like him, though.
I just needed to emphasize that this is happening.
Talk about mask.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, I got put over the nose, Ryan.
Is that CDC approved? Alrighty, number 5 starter here. I've got Chris Capuano. He was one of my personal favorites. I don't know if any of you even know who he is. I actually think he pitched for the Dodgers for a while. Oh, you do? Good. But yeah, Chris Capuano was he only pitched, I think, in 1 or 2 seasons with the Mets. He pitched like a 3 ERA, but for some reason, I really fell in love with the guy. He was probably my favorite pitcher in baseball for about 2 years. He was fun to watch. I really enjoyed him. And he was a lot of fans actually felt similarly, which I didn't really know, which was interesting. But yeah, he's my number 5.
So before, when I said I got Porcello and Scherzer mixed up, I actually meant to say I used to get Porcello and Doug Fister mixed up, which is my next guy. Yeah. They were kind of just like a package deal. They were always like our 4 or 5 starters, which is really funny just because I can never figure out who was who. But all in all, Fister was a very good pitcher for us. His pitching motion was actually very unique too, which is kind of why Detroit fans liked him so much. Obviously, he wasn't the best pitcher for us. He was like more of our 4 or 5 back end of our rotation type of guy, but still beloved in Detroit, and we wish him the best after he left Detroit.
Based on Marco's last guy, you guys can probably guess who my last one is.
Oh, Zach Greinke?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was so sad when he left, when he was gone. So sad. One of my favorite Royals ever. One of the greatest Royals pitchers ever. Oh, that was a horrible day. And just like right now, because I feel like absolute crap. So, yeah.
I was going to say, you're full of horrible days, bro.
My life is just a cloud of darkness. With
Ryan.
So, yeah, my life. Zach Greinke, number 5. I'm going to shut up before I get even more depressed. Goodbye.
I was going to say, Ryan, I know we're not there in person, but you're surrounded by people that love you, okay? Just letting you know, okay? Just letting you know. That. Just show that. Know that.
And I love how we had to mention how he said, well, you can probably guess mine based on who Marco said. It's like no, it's like you just, it is what Marco said. Yeah. We don't need to guess.
Exactly. But my next one that I have for my roster is going to be Chan-Ho Park. I remember when he came in from Korea, he was a very, very high value pitcher. He gave us still a lot to wish for, but it's sad to see what he's most remembered for is for giving 2 home runs, 2 grand slams in Dodger Stadium against Fernando Tatis. But I think he was still a solid pitcher. He was still a lot to wish for, but that's who he is.
It is who he is. What a stud. Now we go over to the relief pitchers. There's 3 people in our bullpen.
Okay, so I'll tell you this much. You know how the guys had like position players that they couldn't fill in?
Yeah.
I couldn't fill in relief pitchers. I couldn't think of many. I was like, huh? Exactly, bro. I'm like, dang.
I managed to get some good ones. So I started with Jerry Blevins on here. Jerry Blevins recently retired. Jerry Blevins was such a fan favorite. I mean, he had some solid seasons, only pitched here for a few years, but I mean, the guy got a standing ovation when he was just there with his family after announcing his retirement at the stadium. I mean, it's for a guy who didn't play very long and didn't pitch the best. I mean, he was just such a beloved guy because of how nice he was.
This is probably the easiest part of the entire thing for me, just because of Mr. Jose Valverde, Papa Grande himself. He was one of the first pitchers that really got me into baseball. Just the emotion he threw with, just all the tactics he used to throw with on the mound. It was just really fun to watch, and he actually ended up I think getting the most saves in the American League one year for the Tigers. It was awesome. He was definitely a really good Tiger. He kind of fell off after his first couple years. After he got the saves title, but still definitely a fan favorite. I'll never forget Jose Valverde ever.
Neither will I.
It did be like that.
My first guy in the bullpen is someone who's actually on the Royals right now, but it is Greg Holland, just someone that a lot of Royals fans have loved ever since he started with the Royals. You know, big piece of the HDH trio. That was a big piece of the bullpen when they won the World Series. So, Holland it is.
And you just don't have any. Alrighty. So my next guy here was simply known, and I'm gonna any
Hold on. Time out. We know who his favorite is. Pedro Baez.
That's facts. Damn. You made Marco leave. I didn't think that was ever possible.
How dare you say that name? How dare you say that name, Ryan? I was caring for you like 5 seconds ago to make sure you were doing healthy and you were okay. And you mentioned Pedro Baez. Why?
He's like, cough all you want. Alrighty.
I'm sorry. I'm COVID. Oh, sorry.
Well, we can't get it through the computer, so it doesn't matter. So the next guy that I have here, big lefty, another lefty. Apparently this became the lefty show for me, who was mainly loved because of his sick handlebar mustache, and a lot of Mets fans probably completely forgot about Tim Burdack. Tim Burdack had one of the sickest mustaches. If you don't know what it looked like, I'm going to show you because it was awesome. Let me just get that up because he had a sick mustache, and it was really cool to watch him pitch with the Mets. There it is. Dope handlebar mustache. I mean, he was pretty good. He pitched for a few years. He was pretty solid, and he was a fun guy to watch pitch.
He gave me like Matthew McConaughey type of vibe. He was like, "Oh," the catcher would be like,
all right.
give me a change up in the zone." He'd be like, all right.
Okay.
So yeah, my next guy will go by the name of Phil Koch, and the only reason why he's on this list is because of his last name,
the Cokester.
Yeah, he was actually terrible, god awful actually. He was another lefty reliever in the bullpen that just would surrender at least 2 runs an inning. It was really unfortunate. He just wasn't that good. But that fits the criteria. So
it does.
We'll leave it at that.
All right, Ryan.
Kelvin Herrera is next for me. Hold on. There we go.
I'm
really struggling today, guys. My asthma is killing me. But Kelvin Herrera, the flamethrower himself, someone that the last thing I wanted to see was him being traded because there was always that rumor with him right before he was getting traded was that Kelvin Herrera will be on the move. And then it was Ned Yost actually cried when he told the team that Herrera had been traded. So that just shows how tough that one was.
Is that a bad day for you? That was very heartfelt, as most of these have been for you. Now my final reliever here was loved by pretty much every team he ever played for. LaTroy Hawkins, one of the most beloved players in baseball. Only pitched for the Mets 1 year, but I mean, man, LaTroy Hawkins, what a name, what a player, what a guy. He was so friendly, and he was a very good pitcher too. I mean, he was just beloved by the Mets fan base and pretty much anyone who ever watched him pitch.
My last guy is unfortunately, Joaquin Benoit, and unfortunately, he's known as the pitcher that David Ortiz.
David Ortiz.
Thank you. But aside from that, he was actually a very good closer post Jose Valverde era. But obviously, the Tigers always struggle with bullpen issues, and that one bit us right in the A word. So yeah.
The A word. The butt?
I was gonna say the word that Ryan was supposed to say earlier, but like it just
you could say there's a million words you can say instead of it, and you just said a word.
Yeah. The word that Ryan used earlier.
That's special. All right, Ryan.
I have not said one cuss word tonight, and I will not. This is a
you haven't. You haven't. I didn't say cuss word.
This is a kid-friendly show, people.
Didn't someone say crap earlier?
That is not
a cuss word.
If you think that's a cuss word, then you are.
It's not. It's just as much as whatever. You're
probably thinking HE double hockey sticks is a cuss word.
No, I'm saying if you're not gonna say ass, you could say.
Hey! We're getting a sensation here.
It's a mule.
Okay? I'm already dying over here. I don't need the FCC causing more trouble.
I think the CDC is going to be calling your name kind of soon.
Oh, the CDC can go kiss my you-know-what. All right.
Yes. A-word.
All right. My final bullpen guy was Luke Hochshaver. Started out as a starter, moved to the bullpen, and then he was really good. So that's really how that goes. Goodbye before I die.
All righty, let's start rolling through these because we still have a lot to cover in today's show, and we're at this rate we're going to be here till tomorrow. We're having a lot of fun. I just it's getting to Ryan's bedtime here.
Maybe you guys are having fun. I'm not. I'm dying over here.
Well, we are having fun. Unfortunately, it's at your expense for the first time ever, not mine. And I actually am enjoying that opportunity. Catcher,
make sure to take your allergy pills and your asthma inhalers. Oh my god.
I'll give you my inhaler right now. It's
same, honestly. So catcher, I have Paul LaDuca. Not many catchers in Mets history that were loved that didn't hit very well. And catchers, just it's a weak position. John Buck was another guy I heavily considered for this position. Another fan favorite, but went with Paul LaDuca.
The only Tigers game I've ever been to, they won on a walk-off, and it was by Alex Avila. And he's the reason why he's made my catcher list. It's unfortunate that his father had to trade him to the Cubs.
Wow.
But we won't go into that. But Alex Avila was the catcher when the Tigers were actually winning, and it was really fun to watch. He's the one who caught both of Verlander's no-hitters, which is really special. And he was definitely one of the bigger fan favorites in Detroit before he got traded from his dad.
First off, sorry about the dog. I'm dog sitting right now. This is Oliver. Watch it. Okay.
Do you want us to go hi, Oliver?
No, he's trying to say hello to everyone. My catcher is Brian Pena. He was not a very good hitter whatsoever.
Wow.
But he was just like this chunky guy behind the plate. Everyone loved his smile, his attitude. He was such a friendly guy. I got his autograph. One of the nicest humans I've ever met. Great guy.
I'm honored to be in the same category as Brian Pena.
Yeah. My catcher that I put for my roster is Russell Martin. The guy has been a very experienced catcher behind the plate. Started off with the Dodgers, but decided to leave. He went to the Yankees and to Pittsburgh and stuff like that. Came back to the Dodgers and was part of that team to make the World Series push, but never won it. But Russell Martin, for me, is the catcher on my roster.
Alrighty, first base. I have Ike Davis. Man, Ike Davis. We like Ike. We had at a time where Mike Pelfrey and Ike Davis were on the same team. We had Mike and Ike. It was really fun. They actually sold tickets under the slogan of Mike and Ike Day. I was there for that. A lot of fun. Ike Davis, man, he was just great hitter. I miss him. Missed him on the team, even though he only hit 210 with maybe 15 home runs. But he was fun to watch.
My next guy's name is Prince Fielder. I feel like he's a fan favorite around the league at this point. But definitely for the teams he played for, including the Brewers, Tigers, and Rangers. It's really unfortunate that his career had to end early due to some neck issues. But man, I loved him. Him and Miggy were so fun together. They were the Bash Bros. And Delman Young, oh my God, the three of them were just so fun to watch together. And I'll never forget when Prince would just go to the fans and just steal some of their nachos. That was always a fun time. So yeah.
Alrighty, so Ryan's not here. Marco. Oh, and he's back.
I am back. And I'm not better than ever, but I am back. I'm back. All right.
Screaming.
First base, we have Steve Balboni. You guys probably don't even know who the heck that is. So I'll cue it for you. Steve Balboni. Who? Gosh, you guys are way behind on this. He actually had the Royals home run record for years.
I think
until Mike Moustakas broke it in, I believe, 2017, and then Soler broke it a couple years later. So, yep, Steve Balboni. He was a big piece of the 1985 team, big power hitter.
Wow. Well, he had
Cool. My first baseman is Mr. James Loney. That's what I'm going with. Yes.
Love James Loney.
Yeah. You see?
I do, yeah. Do you have an explanation, or are we just moving on?
Just moving on. We're already at 46 minutes.
No, that's fair. I understand. It's just we've been. I said that already, and then I, spent so much time talking.
Should we just say names for our players now?
That's fair. Yeah. We can give brief, like what you did last time. Nick was great. Like you gave a little bit of an explanation, but it was like very short. Second base, I have Todd.
Todd Frazier.
No, not yet. He's not yet. Well, now you know my third baseman. Second base is Wilmer Flores. The reason I made this
example of the show.
No need to explain. Everyone knows why the Mets love Wilmer Flores. So simple.
My second baseman, I went with Omar Infante. Honestly, the whole 2013 Tigers team is just my favorite for me. I'm not using the whole roster, but if you want to find the players I'm using, it's mostly going to be on the 2013 Tigers. Which is really unfortunate because that was a heartbreaker.
You okay down there?
The bane of my existence, Omar Infante.
I feel that.
You got red, bro. You got red.
Yeah, because I'm dying over here.
You should take your hood off. You're probably overheating. You're seriously like that's your.
I am very red. Excuse me. Okay, at second base we got Cookie Rojas. Everyone loves his name. Everyone loved him in the field.
You guys are gonna love my second baseman. Hopefully, you guys do. He hit a home run after Mr. Jose Fernandez passed away. D. Gordon. I love the guy. I was so sad when he left, man. Honestly, the guy was fun to watch. When he came back to Dodger Stadium, he had a standing ovation. Man, he was a fun guy to watch play. Really quick stealing bases. He was pretty decent when he was fielding the baseball and hitting the baseball. Well, obviously not the best power guy, but D. Gordon's definitely was a fan favorite for me.
Yeah, I like D. Gordon. I remember one game against the Mets where he I don't remember what happened, but he went, "Oh my God!" And it became like every time we saw him, my parents, my dad would always go, "Oh my God, it's D. Gordon," and it was just the best, especially when he would play on the Marlins. So we saw him about every couple weeks. It became repetitive after a while. All right, third base, you already know because I already said it. Todd Frazier. I don't know if this would have been true if he didn't get traded last year to the Mets again, but you guys remember when he got traded to the Mets, I texted you guys and I was beyond excited. For what reason, I don't know, but I was stoked that the Todd father was coming back. I love Todd Frazier.
Third base, right? Not shortstop?
Yes, okay. Third base.
I went with I think it was Brandon Inge. I don't know if you guys ever.
Yes, Brandon Inge. I know all that Tigers team because I played with them a lot in 2K, like 11.
That's part of the reason why I know them so well. It's because of the game. But yeah, Brandon Inge, one of the more terrible players that I've had to name here, but fan favorite nonetheless.
I think I can name that entire team like from heart. I wasn't Clint Barmas on that team too.
Right, I'm gonna need you to 2013.
And like he was on the Tigers at one point during this.
Yeah,
I just don't remember that. Man, that team was stacked.
Wow. Well, stacked.
Oh, we're back to the dying man. At third is who I love to call Moose. That man is a legend. I don't care what anyone says. He is a top third baseman in Royals history. Of course, the number one is George Brett. Mike Moustakas is right there.
Who?
So,
Who?
funny. One time you listen to me. So,
Me or Michael?
What?
Michael listens to me and then says stupid stuff. So, yeah, I'm talking to you, Marco.
Oh, I was like, dang, I was listening to you, bro. What's going on?
It's Mike Moustakas. That's all I have to say before I run out of air.
Okay.
Someone get the oxygen tank.
Just breathe.
Oh my gosh, bro. My third baseman is Mr. See if you guys recognize his name. Juan Uribe.
Yeah!
I'm gonna go with Juan Uribe.
I know the man.
Love Juan Uribe.
He was a good guy on the team, you know. He was not the best third baseman, but he was pretty decent. Had a boy, Nick. Had a boy coming through. Had a boy.
Yeah, Ryan.
Ryan, open up. Ryan, open up.
Open up. Wait, it's in here somewhere. Here we go.
If you need this.
Wait,
I think I have one upstairs.
do all three of you have asthma?
It, bro.
Yeah.
It helps so much, like actually.
I know,
Super
right?
asthma.
Yeah. I've only taken
Right.
my
Do you have asthma
standard
too?
one I have to take every morning and my emergency one
Yeah.
like 10 times already today.
I have awful asthma, like terrible asthma. Probably worse than anybody here.
Honestly, I'm not going to lie. It wouldn't shock me if I'm having an asthma attack right now.
When I have asthma, I'm literally coughing like every 5 seconds. It's awful.
You know what we just said?
What?
Ryan, are you okay?
Yeah, he's
You might be having an asthma attack.
I think I'm good. I'm pretty sure I'm good.
Okay, what are we on right now?
We're on the shortstop. Shortstop, Omar Quintanilla. I think there's many reasons as to why he's the shortstop. I mean, you might even know him just because of his name, but he didn't hit. I think he maybe only hit like 6 hits with the Mets in like 3 years. But I mean, he was. Everyone loved Omar Quintanilla.
My next guy was Jose Iglesias, and at first when we got him, I had no idea who he was, and then I saw him play in the field, and I was mesmerized. Like, he's an actual wizard when it comes to that glove. And he was probably a fan favorite just because of his glove. Not because it was bad at all. Because of his glove.
All right, my shortstop is someone actually the Royals just signed. Alcides Escobar.
Nice.
Okay. My shortstop is going to be Mr. Nomar Garcia Parra. His best days were with the Red Sox, but people loved him in LA, and he's currently a broadcaster for them as well.
Man, what a name. I think we're seeing a trend here that a lot of people are just loved because of their names.
I'm pretty sure on this day today, he like 3 home runs and 10 RBIs.
Oh, seriously? That's dope. That's perfect. All righty, moving on to the outfield. My first outfielder here, Juan Lagares. Juan Lagares never hit, but boy, was he fun to watch. Same reason Ryan has Alcides Escobar.
Lagares going back
to
the wall. It's center. It's gone.
Just gonna, you're wasting your own breath. I just want to point
out. It's worth it.
For the same reason that Nick has Jose Iglesias at shortstop, that's the same reason my Juan Lagares was loved. He was the best defender who could never hit for his life. It was just fun.
My first outfielder is outfielder. My favorite Tigers of all time, Austin Jackson. I don't have much to say, just other than the fact that he might not have been very good, but he was fast, he defended well, and occasionally when he hit, he would always leg out triples, or even had that one inside the park home run that one time. It was awesome. He would always be a fan favorite in Detroit, no matter what.
He had a big home run with the Mets last year, or 2 years ago. I don't know. I remember he played with the Mets.
I remember that seeing on your story.
So we all know who I'm saying. The self Alex Gordon.
Who?
Alex Gordon.
Oh, who that is.
Hey, Michael, you should become a comedian. You really should. You're really, really killing me over here.
I see that. I'm taking your breath away.
Yeah, I was gonna dang it.
He's legit dying.
I'm taking his breath away. I don't know what to tell you. All right, Marco, first outfielder.
My first outfielder is going to be Yasiel Puig. When he came in his first year as a rookie, people loved seeing that cannon in the outfield. It was amazing to watch. Not just the Dodgers, all Major League Baseball loved watching Yasiel Puig play.
Puig! What a legend. All righty. My second outfielder, Mike Cameron. Now, Mike Cameron was a guy, I believe he actually played for the Tigers at one point. But Mike Cameron was a early 2000s player who he's probably one of the older players on this list. But he hit very well, defended very well. Didn't play for the Mets for a very long time. But for the fans of that 2006 New York Mets team, this guy was very, very fun to watch for a while.
My next guy is the reason we got Austin Jackson, Curtis Granderson. Unfortunately, I never got to watch him when he played for the Tigers, but all I know is that he was more beloved than any other Tiger, maybe, besides Miguel Cabrera, obviously. But I really would have loved to watch Curtis Granderson in a Tigers uniform. But he is the reason we got Max Scherzer, so I can't even complain that much.
I totally forgot about Curtis Granderson, and he played for the Dodgers, bro.
I completely forgot about Curtis.
He played for you guys, bro.
I know.
All right. My next guy is Bo Jackson. I just got to cut it there.
We know.
My next guy is Andre Ethier.
Ooh, that's a good one.
ASU alum.
Yes, sir. ASU alum, Mr. Andre Ethier himself.
Now look who's dying. It's Michael over there.
Oh, I was like, I ain't
Sorry,
dying.
I had to sneeze.
Are we all just dying?
I'm not dying.
No,
I'm good. I'm living life. I'm living life right now.
I got my inhaler.
Guys, I'm about to make this real dark. Here's the thing about life. We're all just ticking time bombs. Each day, our life expectancy goes down and down. Okay? And then one day, we burst and we're gone.
Wow.
All right, who's
next?
We're all ticking time bombs.
Ticking time bombs. All righty. My last outfielder is Marlon Byrd. Love Marlon Byrd.
Oh, nice. My last outfielder is Torrey Hunter. And unfortunately, he will most likely be known as the guy that didn't catch the David Ortiz home run, but it really do be like that, and that just sums up the Tigers.
I'll make you feel better. I didn't even know.
Too bad he couldn't save you guys from that homer over there.
I didn't know that he was the dude in right field. That's actually good to know.
Oh,
okay. My last guy is Amos Otis. A different Amos.
I think it's amazing how, like, when that home run happened, I'm sorry, Nick, like, the officer is just like,
yeah. He didn't even help up Torrey Hunter. He was just
he's just staring at him.
I was like, what?
I'm like, officer, come on, bro.
It's really your job to protect the PO, whatever.
Yeah. Anyways, my next.
Never mind.
I haven't. That's right. Listen, Michael. Listen. My next outfielder is Mr. Manny Ramirez.
Legend.
Best years in Boston, not the best years in LA, but people enjoyed him when he was with the Dodgers.
You mean the future Mets manager, Manny Ramirez?
The guy's still trying to play in the majors, bro. Relax.
Is that what? I don't know.
Japan. Japan.
I don't know, but he tweeted the Mets and Steve Cohen, and said, "Hey, I want to play for the Mets, or I want to work for the Mets." Nick just went to dark mode.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at Manny Ramirez.
Yeah, he's a stud. So bench time. Yes, Nick.
He's playing in Australia. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, bro, like he's still playing. Like he ain't gonna. If he wants to work for the Mets, he's not looking for a front office position. He's gonna be looking for a player on the roster.
He's playing for the Sydney Blue Sox.
He's like, what, 44? He's definitely over 40.
He's 48. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
And the guy is still raking.
Still can rake. Alrighty. Bench time. I've said it now 4 times, and it's Curtis Granderson because I purposely didn't have Curtis on here because he hit really well with the Mets, but I mean, come on, he's Curtis Granderson. I love Curtis Granderson.
My next guy, his name's Andy Dirks.
Yo, Andy Dirks. I remember that guy. I had a kid on my summer ball team in 8th grade. His name was Andrew Dirks, and that's why I loved Andy Dirks.
I was about to say, were you bullying him every single day?
No, it was never mind.
Well, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Yeah, Andy Dirks is my bench fan favorite.
Well, my first guy on the bench is Eric Hosmer.
Good God.
I don't know anymore if it's for reals or he's kidding,
No,
bro.
it's for reals. He's dying over there. I feel bad. I've been in that position before. That's if you don't have asthma, then you don't understand. The more you talk, the worse it gets. It sucks.
No, I won't understand. I don't have asthma. But anyways, my first bench player is going to be Mr. AJ Ellis, the one that was making competition for Russell Martin back in the day. AJ Ellis was a loved Dodger for a long time, and once he left, people were sad, but we knew that his time with the Dodgers was done. So AJ Ellis is my first bench player.
Nice. My second bench player is Juan Uribe, the guy Marco mentioned before. Oh, he was so beloved when he came to the Mets. Only played there for 2 years, but I mean, he was just a smiling face, hit well, came over and trade with Kelly Johnson, who was also very loved, not on this list, but just was a very big fan favorite and a key for the Mets making the playoffs in 2015. You know, Ryan's quiet when he doesn't mention that the Royals beat the Mets in 2015 when I said the 2015.
Hey, we all know the best thing about 2015. Royals beat. You know what, Michael? That is a tyranny, and I'm tired of it. God. That is horrible. The Royals beat the Mets in 2015 in the World Series. Get used to it. Best fall classic ever.
that was too much. Wow.
All right.
Oh,
go ahead, Nick. Go ahead.
It is Nick. I think we're all losing our minds a little here.
My next guy, his name is Ramon Santiago, and one of the bigger reasons why he's on this list because he's actually like our first base coach now, which is really cool. It's really cool watching the Tigers play and like they hand the gear to Ramon Santiago. And I'm like, I swear you were just playing like 8 years ago. But yeah, no, he'll always be loved in Detroit.
Yeah, great player.
Lorenzo Cain.
Did he say his player already?
Yeah, Lorenzo Cain.
I was like, he said that so quick. That was funny. My next bench player is Mr. Juan Pierre. I don't know if you guys know who he is, but Juan Pierre, he played second base for the Dodgers at one point. He was a second baseman before D. Gordon for some time. So Juan Pierre is a bench player for me.
Juan Pierre was the hitter version of Amir Garrett. Pretty much, to say the least. Alrighty, so next guy I have on my bench, Scott Hairston. You know Scott Hairston, Marco. I love that guy. He was he hit some dingers. He had a 3-homer game in Colorado. I actually think he had the first Mets cycle too. He was really great. Fun guy to watch. He only hit like 230, but he had some really huge homers in like 2012.
My last guy will be Ian Kinsler. Obviously didn't play a bulk of his career in Detroit, but for the few years he was there, he was awesome. He was solid 300 hitter, had like 20 home runs, and just played stellar defense for us.
Carlos Beltran.
Okay. My next one is a legend, a Giants legend, though. He was really good with the Dodgers for some time, but his best years were with the Giants. So it's second baseman, Mr. Jeff Kent.
Solid. I like that. Alrighty, my last one here hit 30 homers in a season, and I believe 2014, Mr. Lucas Duda. Gotta love Lucas Duda.
You know, I love Lucas Duda.
I do, yeah.
So
Ryan loves Lucas Duda.
We're done, right?
We have one bench guy left.
Oh, we have one left. I am so sorry. Rajai Davis, just because of his walk-off grand slam against the Oakland Athletics that I'll never forget.
Dude, Rajai Davis, backstory here. Obviously, Rajai Davis is one of the most clutch players in baseball history.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
for a guy who hits like 150 and maybe 6 home runs in his career, all 6 of his home runs were like the most impressive home runs of those years by far. His first game with the Mets, his first at bat, he hit a walk-off 3-run homer. It was just phenomenal. Or it was a go-ahead 3-run homer. Either way, hit a 3-run homer in his first at bat with the Mets. It blew my mind. It was amazing. Alrighty, Ryan, your last bench guy.
Lou Piniella.
Oh, I love Lou Piniella. What a player.
My last player is Mr. Jerry Hairston Jr.
Oh, we got the brothers. Yes. That's amazing. I love that. That's what you love to see. All righty. So that does it for our custom roster. That was a lot of fun. More fun of that we were laughing at Ryan really the entire time. I think that was really the most enjoyable part. But it was a fun roster to make. So let's do our power rankings, shall we? Power rankings are always a fun part of our day. So let's get right into it. This is I remember I said last week, I let you guys know that there were 10 teams. Ooh, I'm having some reflux. So 10 teams that were in a different tier other than the other ones.
You're having an attack.
I know. There were 10 teams last week that were in a different tier for me than all the others, and it's the same this week. But again, we're just only doing the top 10, and I say the number 30 team, and well, sorry.
Okay, it's okay. We can move on. We're done.
Yes. So at number 10, they were at number 20 last week, the New York Mets. They have finally heated up. It's about time. They won 5 in a row, and they're creeping their way up. But boy, the teams over them are still managing to play a lot better.
I'm never not going to have the Dodgers in my list, and this is probably the lowest they're ever going to be. And
Nick, I love you so much, bro. Seriously, bro.
That's just how good they are, and I know they are.
I have the Dodgers at 20 this week.
No one can convince me that they're not a top 10 team, even right now.
No.
There's Cody. I'm not going to get into it. Dodgers are 10 for me, and that's that.
Sorry, I can't. I just can't.
We haven't named 30 yet.
So unfortunately, we all have the same 30.
Yeah.
And the unfortunate part for me, that's my team.
Yeah, it's the Tigers. Number 10 for me, the Dodgers.
Oh, nice.
I just can't.
I can't put them top 10 right now either.
You
honestly.
can. I promise you can, and it wouldn't be wrong.
I see the case and all that. You know, just me personally from like a analyst perspective, I just can't. The team has just been horrible, honestly. The injuries have been killing them, you know. But even with the talent they have, they can't make stuff happen. It's sad to see.
They have more talent on the field right now than any other team in baseball, and they're still playing really horribly. They really are not. Yeah, which is really not great. They're the Dodgers. It's
the 35th game of the season.
I know, but still,
we're not even near like June baseball yet.
You guys are giving me crap for a 60-game season. Screw you guys.
They can't be top 10 for me. I can't do it.
As of right now, like I have like around 11, 12. They really took a really dip for me. But at number 10, I have the New York Yankees. I've been picking up little by little, so I'm gonna give them a 10.
That's fair. I have them at 9. So there you have it. Yankees. They were 13. They're finally getting themselves up, even though it pains me to see it. They are playing very well this week. So they're at number 9.
I have the Mets at 9. They're back. They're fine. Well, actually, no, they're not back because DeGrom went on the IL today, but they'll be fine without him, hopefully.
Number 9 for me, Yankees.
Number 9 for me, I got the Padres.
Damn, I've got the Padres at 8. Marco's just doing like the 1-1-1-1-1 show. Like he's got them one above or one below me. So yeah, Padres at 8. They were at 3 last week. They're still playing well enough to be a top 10 team, but they're at 8.
I have the Yankees at 8.
Indians at 8.
Are the Brewers your number 7, Michael?
8.
No,
you have them at 8.
But do you have the Brewers at 7?
Yeah.
I have the Brewers at 8.
Dude, this is great. I wonder who the one team is that you have above me that I don't have. It's going to be probably the Mets if I had to guess. But Brewers at 7. They were my number 1 team last week, so they dropped a little bit.
Oh, 7?
Yeah.
I have the Astros.
Nice.
Mets at 7.
I know that pain to miss.
I have the Mets at 7 too.
Ah, wow. So our chain's gonna end there, but I'm very happy. Man, you guys all had the Mets higher than me. That's because of the system that I'm doing to make it a lot more based on like overall season as well.
We never asked about your system. We don't care.
Your system is broken.
Hey, my system that roast, bruh.
Yeah. All right, number 6. I've got with a very surprising week, the Cleveland Indians. They are on fire right now.
I have the White Sox next.
6, I have the Giants.
6, I have the Indians as well.
Marco and I are going to be on the same. We're going to have the same team. Alrighty, at number 5, I have the Giants.
I also have the Giants at 5.
Ryan.
Number 5, I have the White Sox.
At 5, I have the Giants.
Dude, I'm telling you, we're gonna agree on all these. Alrighty, number 4, I have the Athletics.
4, I have the Cardinals.
Padres.
4, I have the Athletics.
All right, Nick and Ryan, you go first, and then Marco and I will say ours at the same time. Because I have a feeling we're just all gonna agree. We're gonna agree on the top. I'm like 6-1. That's just gonna happen.
Seriously.
Okay, I have the Padres next.
Athletics at 3.
Alrighty, ready? 3, 2, 1. White Sox.
White Sox.
it's happening. Yeah, we did it, dude. Wow, we're so in sync this week. The only issue were the Mets. What the hell?
Seriously, bro.
That's
Honestly.
crazy. You and I swapped the Mets and Padres. No. You had who'd you have at 10?
I had the Yankees. I had them at 10.
Oh, okay. So we were a little off from 10, 9, and 8, but oh man, that's just incredible. Alrighty, Nick, 2.
Ace.
Cardinals.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Cardinals.
Heck yeah.
I wonder who's your number 1.
Yeah, we can all agree on number 1 this week for the first time since the Dodgers were number 1. The Boston Red Sox, baby. And let me tell you, I told you all so. I don't care that we're 30 games into the season.
We don't care.
I don't care. You all said that they were a 4th place team. You yelled at me for saying that they were a 2nd place team.
Can we just finish this up, please? Yes, nobody cares about what you told us. We're 35 games into the season.
They can still be a 4th place team. I wouldn't say that yet.
But they are on fire right now. I'm happy about it. All right. So my biggest jump of the week was, I know you do. My biggest jump of the week were the Braves. They jumped 14 spots from number 25 to number 11.
Hey. Can you tell me who asked?
Wait, was your biggest drop off the Royals?
No, but they were close. The Royals dropped 16 spots from 2 to 18, and the Diamondbacks dropped 20 spots from 7 to 27. So that happened. But yeah, so that was that. But yeah, the Royals suck officially. They're at 18, so it's okay. I can hold it over Ryan's head now. Finally, the Mets are better than the Royals.
Who won the World Series against each other? Oh wait, the Royals did now. Shut up.
I mean, the Royals and the Mets have the same amount of wins.
Yeah, that's fair, but the Mets are still 3
games
up. Yeah. Hey, right. You want to compare those 2 teams? Who beat
Run the bases? Run the bases, everybody. We start with you, Ryan. I don't know how this is going to work, but let's hear it. Your team of the week.
Rapid fire. Here we go. My team is the St. Louis Cardinals. Catcher, Buster Posey. First baseman, Nate Lau. Second baseman, Marcus Simeon. Arenado at third. Brandon Crawford at short. Gallo in left field. McCutcheon in another field spot in center. Adolis Garcia in right field. Stanton at DH. And then pitcher is John Means and Wade Miley. Okay, goodbye.
Great job. Ryan is done for the day. Congratulations, you made it through. Second base, Nick. Players to watch.
All right. Start with some. Most of these guys are just gonna be here solely because of the batting average. That's just the way I am. I'm very sorry. Adam Frazier will lead us off here, batting 308. Hasn't hit a home run yet, but batting average is good. My next guy here will be from the Colorado Rockies, Mr. Raimel Tapia, hitting 314, 4 home runs, 20 RBIs, and I swear to God, I did not hear about him before the season started. My next guy will be Corey Dickerson, quietly batting 320 this year, 1 home run, 7 RBIs. Batting average is very nice. And I will continue talking about Jesse Winker because he's hitting 359 with 6 home runs, 17 RBIs, and no one knows who this guy is, which is awesome.
Jesse Winker.
Well,
I know who he is, and I don't like him.
You bloody wanker.
You don't like him?
Yeah, long story. He was really arrogant to Mets fans in 2019. He waved to them when he was walking off the field, like a complete jerk. Like he was like waving, like you lost. Like it was really awful.
No, it would be like, hey guys, thanks for coming out. Hope you guys enjoyed the show, bro. Like, come on, bro.
If you,
this is an entertainment business, bro. It's an entertainment game. Don't take it the hard way, Sugar Boo.
I'm gonna throw like 2 pitchers if that's cool. Kevin Gausman has quietly been the ace for the Giants this year. He's going on 3-0 with a sub-2 ERA. He's been very, very good this year. And I'm going to give a quick shout-out to my boy Matthew Boyd. I know before the year started, I said he was the most overrated player on the Tigers. It's proved me wrong this year. The record may not show it, but I feel like the record is just such a flawed pitcher stat. His ERA has been so good, 2.27. Oh, there's Kevin Gausman. Yes, sir. Oh.
Hey, what's that? What does the red button do?
Oh, yeah. Can you hit the red button twice?
Yeah, see that? You see that right there? Right there? My number 2 starter, because I've had him since the season started.
And then my last pitcher will be Sandy Alcantara. He's just been a stud this year. The record doesn't show it, but if you watch 48 strikeouts, 2.7 ERA, those are your players to watch.
Solid. I like that. Alrighty, Marco, we throw it to you. Awards of the week.
Awards of the week, I got for NL MVP, Brandon Crawford, AL MVP, Adolis Garcia, same time NL Cy Young, Huascar Ynoa, I think that's how you say his name. I might be wrong. And
Huascar Ynoa.
Oscar, what? I had no idea how to say his name.
Huascar Ynoa.
Huascar Ynoa, something like that. And AL Cy Young, I'm going to go with Cole Irvin. Cole Irvin. There you go. Cole Irvin. There you go.
Did you just ignore that John Means threw a no-hitter?
Yeah, I like Cole Irvin better. What he did.
That's bad. That was bad.
I mean, you did leave DeGrom out the other week and put like Aaron Nola, who had a 3 ERA, so it's okay.
Well, he had a lot more like. I think that week, probably right for that one.
I love to hear it. His DeGrom had like a 15 strikeout game and a complete game, and you gave it to Nola, who had less innings and a 3 ERA. And I was like, "What are you doing?" But it's okay. I'll forgive you. You made up for it with our power rankings for the day. Alrighty, throw it back to me at home plate. I'm so tempted to say 4th base every week for some dumb reason. So I have the top 5 moments of the week. At number 6, I have an honorable mention this week. The dumpster fire of baseball series that took place this week. Nick, you know what I'm talking about. The Twins and Tigers, the 2 worst teams in baseball this week, were just pounding on each other, and it was so funny to watch. It was so funny. I looked forward to seeing highlights from those games because it was hilarious. It was like literally the 2 worst teams in baseball this year were facing off. It was great.
They're the worst team from the 7th inning on. The Twins are, and it's so funny. They just managed to blow leads every week.
Yeah, and it was seeing a team that was 9-20 against a team that was 11-19. One was going to win and raise their win-loss record by a game, and the other one was going to,
we hit double digits.
Yeah, you were at risk of not hitting it this year if you did.
I know. I was at risk of not hitting it for the show, and I would have gotten clowned for it. I already know.
You would have, yeah. That would have been super clown for. But you got it. You did. You stuck in. So that's my honorable mention. I had to talk about it. It was just super funny. Now, this week by far has the best moments we've had of any week of the entire year. I mean, these are gonna probably all 5 of these are probably gonna end up being top maybe 20 moments of the year. Maybe not number 5, but the top 4 definitely. At number 5, we have the Braves having 3 incredible rallies to beat the Phillies on May 8th. They were trailing 3-1 in the 9th. They scored 2 to tie the game. Then in the 10th, they were trailing 4-3. They tied it there as well. And then in the 11th, they were losing 7-4. They then scored 4 runs to win the game against the Phillies. It was just what a rally, what a game. And it was a really, that was a momentum changer for them. A team that was 4 games under 500 at one point. They're now, I believe, a game under. They're really hot, and they're playing very well. At number 4, Kyle Finnegan of the, I believe, Cincinnati Reds. He threw an immaculate inning on May 5th, and immaculate innings are so rare. It was so cool. They happen about once in a year, and they happen twice in a matter of 2 days. Kyle Finnegan's came first, and I felt like it was a little bit more impressive, so it got the number 4 spot. And the other one, I don't even remember who it was, but they didn't get mentioned. But shout out to that dude who also threw an immaculate inning. Now, the third, I swore when this happened that nothing would top it at all because I just didn't think it was possible. But Huascar Ynoa's grand slam for the Braves on May 4th was just by far amazing and would probably be the number 1 moment on any of these weeks ever for the rest of the year. But there were 2 no-hitters that happened this week, so they obviously take precedent for me. At number 2, I have Wade Miley throwing a no-hitter. His was really special, but at number 1, I have John Means' no-hitter. I felt like it was hard to pick between the 2. Yeah, Wade Miley's the older player. He's the veteran who got another chance. But John Means, man, for the Orioles, what a moment for the Orioles. I was so rooting for Means, a young pitcher who has been he just finally came into his own. And I think the biggest part of it was that he was a drop third strike away from a perfect game. It was just a perfect baseball game to pitch. And he was so fun to watch. I got to catch the end of it. So that's my top moments of the week, and that is the show. It was a really great show. Again, we will be back on Saturday, so be on the lookout. We don't have an official time yet. We're going to have to work it out we're going to have to find a time where we're all free. But when we do that, we will have a show. Oh, Ryan's here. Ryan's back. But when we do figure that out, we will have a show on Saturday. We'll be doing that. And then we're again going to be taking 2 weeks off. So be here Saturday.
Oh. Saturday's probably a no-go for me, gentlemen.
So why are you just
talk about that
now
after the
after
we'll talk about it after.
So yeah, we're gonna end the show. But thank you all for watching season 4, episode 6. We're having a great season. We're having a great season so far. Baseball's been a lot of fun, and overall, it's been so much fun to watch baseball again. It's just it's so exciting. Thank you all for listening. We'll see you all.